a big concern. Of course, New Jersey feeling the full force of the hurricane right now. The center of the storm hit coast there just a couple of hours ago, the second landfall for Hurricane Irene. And this is the first time a hurricane has made landfall in New Jersey in more than 100 years. So we want to get right now to Governor Christie of New Jersey. Governor, thanks for joining us this morning. What can you tell us about what you know right now?
George, we have a serious situation here. We have now 15,000 people in more than 45 shelters. That number is going to climb. More than 400,000 people are without power. More than 200 roads have already been closed because of flooding and downed trees. And we're not through it yet, George. We have a lot of problems, and inland flooding is going to become one of our biggest problems.
That's what Bill Reed was saying. Flooding is such a huge concern. We also saw some pictures just a little while ago from Long Branch, New Jersey, where roofs came off small apartment buildings. Are you confident that everyone got out of those areas that were hit the hardest?
We're confident, George, that everybody who wanted to leave has left. But, you know, there are some people along the Jersey Shore, despite the fact that we have already evacuated in 24 hours over 1 million people from the Jersey Shore. There are some who, despite our warnings and pretty explicit ones, decided to stay. We're not yet able to make an assessment of how those people are doing. But we wish everybody would have gone, but can't be sure that everybody did. In fact, we know that everybody did not.
And you've got about 1,500 National Guard personnel fanning out throughout the state at this point. What are they focusing on right now?
Well, we now have over 2,000 National Guard soldiers and airmen that are deployed and ready to do rescue missions once we get through the storm. And so folks are deployed at 12 different armories across the state of New Jersey. They are ready to go. Some of them are already working by working at shelters and providing security at those shelters. But most of them are waiting for rescue missions that we're going to have to perform with high water vehicles and perhaps helicopters as well.
Because flooding is, as you said, the big concern. Have you gotten all the help you've needed from the federal government?
Listen, so far our communication with the federal government has been good. We'll be reaching out again this morning to Secretary Napolitano and to the FEMA director to try to make sure that assets are being brought here to New Jersey. This is escalating at a pace. But the message to the people of New Jersey, it's really important to get through for people who are watching, George. Stay in your homes. Do not leave out of your homes. We've had one report of a woman missing who left her home, got in her car, and has been taken away by water. You cannot deal with this storm right now outside. Please stay inside your home. If you do, we're going to be okay. But we need to get you through the rest of this storm till mid-afternoon this afternoon when it clears New Jersey.
So you expect it to clear New Jersey by mid-afternoon. You shut down your mass transit, as we saw in Philadelphia and New York here as well. When do you expect you might be able to get the subways and buses running again?
The issue, George, we don't know because we don't know how much damage has been done, how many trees are down on tracks across New Jersey, clearing trees from our roadways. As I said, we already have 200 closed roadways. So it'd be difficult to estimate when we're going to get New Jersey Transit back up and running because we don't know what the extent of the damage has been to our infrastructure and tree blockage of our tracks and our roads. And so we've got to make a complete assessment of that, which we won't be able to do until the storm clears because it's simply too dangerous for anybody to be operating out there right now.
Same goes for gambling in Atlantic City?
You know, listen, the folks in Atlantic City, we cleared out almost all of them. Senior citizens in Atlantic City, some who stayed. We took about another 100 out yesterday, late in the day, in a last-ditch effort. And we're going to be hoping to get to those folks quickly after the storm passes to make sure they're okay.
So you're doing all the damage assessments right now and hope to be back to normal, say, by the end of the week?
George, I'll tell you, you know, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. But I'm optimistic about the fact that New Jerseyans, as you know, are tough, gritty people. So once this storm passes and we assess the damage, everyone will work together to restore life to normalcy here. But I can't make a prediction on how many days that will take because we still haven't assessed the level of damage. But what we do know, as you said, this is the first time a hurricane's come on storm in New Jersey in over 100 years. And we're facing on Monday to Wednesday the cresting of our rivers inland, which can lead to record flooding. We've got to deal with that next, not just the coastal damage, but the record inland flooding. So it's tough to make an assessment at this point, George, but we're going to have some significant problems to deal with here in New Jersey, but we're on top of them, and we'll be working with the folks in the state to make sure we get through it just fine.
And your number one message right now, stay inside. The danger has not passed.
Stay inside. The danger is not past. Do not leave your homes. If you're fortunate enough to be in your home, stay there. If you do, we'll be able to keep you safe, and then we'll be able to take care of you once the storm passes.
Okay, Governor Christie, thanks very much for your time this morning.
He was talking about the people of New Jersey being tough and gritty. He is too.
He sure is.
Man.
He's got some tough words as well.
Yeah, he did. He said for people to get the hell off the beach when they were not leaving New Jersey, and thankfully they looked like they heeded his words. Coming up, wind slamming the end of